Well, hello there, fabulous dancer, and welcome back to my channel. Or if this is the first time that you have joined me here, welcome. I am thrilled that you are here, and I'm excited to share the beautiful art of belly dance with you. In today's video, we are going to look at a quintessential belly dance movement that is an absolute must in every dancer's repertoire, the kama. So let's go ahead and dive in. My name is Sahira, and I'm here to teach you the beautiful art of belly dance. If you enjoy this kind of organized step-by-step belly dance tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up, like it, and subscribe to my channel so that I can send you new content every single week. And if you are looking to get a solid foundation for your belly dance journey, you'll definitely want to join me for my free 7-day beginner belly dance jumpstart. 7 days of belly dance tutorials delivered directly to your inbox that you can dance with me every single day and learn this beautiful art form. You can sign up at sahirabellydances.com/jumpstart. In this move, we are going to be standing on one leg. It is an unweighted hip lift and drop. So let's go ahead and start with our right hip forward, weight on the left leg. I'm going to encourage you, please keep a little soft bend in that back knee and put a little bit of support into the ball of the right foot to help you remain balanced. We're going to be using the oblique to lift the hip, releasing the oblique to drop the hip, and creating a bit of a twist on this movement to create like a rainbow shape in the hip. You're going to drop to the front, lift it up, twist slightly to the back, and drop down to the back. Lift up, twist forward, drop, lift up, twist backwards, drop. So this is an unweighted hip lift and drop, but I want you to be very mindful of creating this forward and back shape. There's lots of different hip drops in belly dance, and you want to learn them all, right? But this one is particular because it does have that rounded shape, which is going to make it really fantastic for traveling in a circle, which I'll show you in just a second. So once again, back knee is always soft. You gotta have a little bit of weight in the front ball of the foot on the right side here. And you're thinking up, twist, drop, to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back. A couple things to note, please keep your knees and toes pointing in the same direction. So as I do this, if I face you, I'm keeping these knees and toes pointing forward the whole time. So I'm making sure that my knee on my weighted leg is pointing in the same direction as my toes, and I'm not getting any sort of tweaking or torquing of the knee because we want to protect our knees. And then also with this, with the twist, it might be tempting to sort of bring the knee in and out. Try to avoid that. Keep the knee pointing straight forward. This is going to really help you when we start to add the foot release in just a second. Let's go ahead and try it on the other side. So stand on the other leg, make sure there's a slight bend in that knee. As your leg gets tired, which it might, you'll find that the knee wants to straighten and lock. Try not to do that because when it straightens and locks, you're going to get a big bounce in your head when you do this movement. And you want to think about keeping the upper body nice and still floating above the hip movement. So weight is on the right. You've got a little bit of pressure in the ball of the left foot. Lift, drop forward, lift, drop back. Lift, drop forward, lift, drop back. So you're going front and back, front and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may notice that my standing leg is bending and straightening ever so slightly. This is huge. This is why you have to keep that back knee soft because you want to prevent the bumping in the head. You don't want the head to go up and down. And when you straighten the leg, that's when you're going to find the up and down that happens in the head that goes along with your hip. So this soft back knee with this tiny little bit of cushioning that's happening, it's like your shock absorber. So keep that back knee soft and allow it to bend and straighten just a little bit to keep that head nice and level. Let's bring the arms into fourth position, bringing up here, going front and back, shoulders rolled back and down, energy all the way through the fingers, nice long tall spine. Can you feel it in that standing leg? Yeah, probably front and back. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shake it out. Nice job. So now I want to give you a little bit of an addition that you can do. This is a very, very common variation on this movement. We're going to do a tiny little bit of a foot release. So we're going to be challenging your balance just a little bit. So you really want to think keeping nice and lifted, keeping you engaged in the lower abdominals, keeping lifted, imagining beam of light, keeping you light and tall coming out of the head. And we are going to release the foot forward when we drop the hip back. So let's switch back to the other side. Weight on the left, knee is soft. We're thinking front. And as you go back, you're going to release the foot forward, which is a little counterintuitive and can feel a little funky at first because the hip and the foot are stretching away from each other. I'm going to encourage you, as you do this, keep the toe pretty close to the floor, right? It is not a kick. It is not like a big release of the foot. You're not gonna, kick it forward. You're gonna keep it pretty close to the floor. You're gonna keep the foot long, kind of point the toe, right? Keep the knees and the toes basically pointing forward. You might get a little bit of a turnout here, which is fine, right? You'll be able to get a bigger twist to the back because the foot is releasing. Front and release back, front, release back, front, release back. Make sure that now that we've added this foot release that you're not changing the shape of the move. The move is still getting drop front, drop back, drop front, drop back. Yeah, a couple more here, just releasing on the back. Front and back, front and back. Last two, last one. Let's do it on the other side, right? We want to be ambidextrous, get both the sides working. So get your front and back going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add that release of the toe. Keeping the toe pretty close to the ground, front and back, chest stays nice and lifted, shoulders rolled back and down. Tall, proud stance, front and back, front and back, front and back. Good. Try to get that nice arc in the hip, that rainbow shape, even as we release the foot as you go to the back. Let's do 4 more. And 3, and 2, and 1, and nice job. Shake it out, shake it out. How's it going? We're gonna do one more fun variation before we start to drill it with music. Now that you've got that release of the foot, we can use that to help propel us in a circle as we do this movement. We're gonna look at traveling in a circle forward, and let me show you how it's gonna happen. So if you're standing on the left leg and your right hip is doing the comma, as you go to the front, the foot is down. As you go to the back, the foot releases. In this moment, when you get ready to go front again, all you're gonna do is you're gonna take the foot and instead of setting it right back down underneath you, you're gonna use it to kind of scooch yourself a little bit forward. So think about setting the foot in front of you a tiny bit and using the momentum of your hip as it comes to the front for the next drop to push up and over that foot. So you're using the foot as a bit of a fulcrum and you're using your hips as a bit of momentum to bring you forward. And then when you drop to the back, you drop there in place. Then the foot comes down here, a little bit of a fulcrum to bring you up and over, drop, and then drop to the back in place. So you travel on the forward, you hang out on the back. Travel on the forward, hang out on the back. Use the foot to help you travel forward. It's not very big, so you don't need a lot of momentum. And then you will, of course, need to lift the heel of the standing foot off the floor ever so slightly. It's a teeny tiny little movement so that you can scooch around. I'm scooching around on the ball of the foot, but lifting the heel only a tiny bit so you don't bounce up and down, yeah? So you're going front, release back. You're gonna scooch on the front, then release back. Scooch on the front. Let's do one more to bring ourselves to the front. Scooch to the front, release to the back. Let's try that on the other side. So same idea. If you get it going, weight is on the right, you're going front and back. And when you release to the back, you release that foot. And now we're gonna set it down, use it as a bit of a fulcrum, come up and over, drop, then release in place. Up and over to turn, release in place. Yes, up and over, turn, release in place. Up and over, turn, release in place. As you are learning this, you can travel a tiny bit. You can go around with 8 hip drops. You can go around with 4 hip drops. You measure the turn based on what feels good to you. Watch out if you're on a surface that's not slick, like if you're on carpet, be sure you're wearing socks or dance shoes so you don't give yourself rug burn on your foot. And then be very, very aware of the knee and toe alignment, especially if you're on a surface that doesn't accommodate easy swiveling movement. You want to make sure that that standing knee and the toe are always pointing the same direction for knee health and longevity, right? We want to keep our knees dancing. Let's do the last one here, front and back. Let's go ahead and try each side with the turn a tiny bit faster with our arms in a different position. Yeah, so back to the right hip, we're going front and back, front and back. Now we'll take it around to the left. Here we go. It's front and back, front and back. Scooch, front, then stay. Scooch and stay. Let's go around one more time. Scooch and stay. Yeah. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one here. Switch sides. Let's hang out in place for a couple, just get it going. And now let's go around. Scooch, stay, scooch, stay. So you're scooching on the front, lifting that heel ever so slightly, using the hips forward momentum to help you turn. It's very small. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Let's take it around one more time. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome job. So let's go ahead and take these ideas now and put them to music. All right, take a deep breath, nice long, tall spine, pelvis is engaged, chest is lifted. We'll start with stationary, no foot drop left. Yes, front and back, keeping the foot just in place. And back, half time, front and back. Good, let's try it a little faster. Front and back, front and back. Good, keep that chest lifted, arms can express. Let's add the foot release, front. Four more just like this, and we'll start to scooch it around to your left. Here we go. Front and back. Take your time. Good. Hold it here in place. Front and back. Awesome. Let's switch sides. Strike your pose. Nice, tall, long spine. Just front and back slow. No foot release. Back. Make sure you're creating that little rainbow front and back. Beautiful. Let's speed it up. Front and back. Back knee is soft. Spine is tall. Right? Nice, long, strong arms. Let's add the foot release. Front, back, front, back. All right. Let's go ahead and switch it around. Here we go. Front and back. 4, 3, 2, good. Strike your pose. Oh my goodness, fantastic job, fabulous dancer. You are doing wonderful. I want to hear from you. I'm curious, did you find it easier to do on one side than on the other side? It's very, very common for dancers to have a side that's a bit more dominant, that just gets the movements a little bit more quickly. If so, post below and let me know if your right side or your left side was a little bit easier for you. And then also let me know, what would you like to learn next? Perhaps your suggestion will become one of my future videos. I look forward to sharing the dance floor with you then.